Throughout history, there have been countless unexplainable stories, events, and moments captured on audio. These horrifying tapes were archived, never to be heard again. Until now. These are the tapes of trepidation. Tape number 51. Lover from Wet Fever Dreams. Rolling over in the sheets, your eyes adjust in the darkness until the blurry numbers fade into view. 2:55 a.m. You let out a sigh, not of relief, but disappointment. The hot breath spewing from your mouth onto your pillow mixes with the fresh saliva. You sit up. The darkness is still hazy around you. Making out shapes is about all you can do. You reach behind your back, feeling around in the corners. And that's when the true disappointment sets in. There's nothing there. And that's precisely the point. You're alone. You start a little prayer, hoping your fingers are lying. But you know they're not. There's nothing in your bed except you. And somehow, that makes you utterly sad. This happens every night, yet, for some reason, it troubles you each time. The pattern of realizing you're utterly alone slowly unravels you. You can scroll endlessly through your phone, or perhaps find some other means of distracting yourself. But the feeling always returns. Then one night, no different than the others, you awaken to a different feeling. Your eyes shift from the clock through the darkness, your hand gliding across the sheets until it touches flesh. Have your prayers been answered? Is this a dream? Your hand feels the sensation of another, gripping it ever so gently. Your head rolls over as your eyes adjust in the darkness to a face resting on the once empty pillow next to yours. It's easily the most gorgeous person you've ever seen. An embodiment of everything you've wanted in a companion. And there they are. You stroke their hand as they stare lovingly at you, leaving your stomach turning and your lips speechless. Stop touching them. Get out of bed and leave your house. But you won't. You'll lay there all jittery, confused, nervous, but too invested in your feelings to care. This person makes you feel special, complete, as if you'll never have another lonesome night again. Not with them around. Who are they? Where did they come from? What do they want? You couldn't care less, could you? The questions on your mind are mostly about yourself, aren't they? Or perhaps what this beautiful stranger will do for you. Short answer: anything. Literally anything. This person, whom you've never met, mind you, would die for you. They have to. You'd call it love, wouldn't you? They stare, not saying a word, waiting for you to make a move. Will you? If you knew what was best for you, you'd already be gone. But you're still in your bed, now trembling as you lean in for a kiss. The saliva from your pillow still smeared across your cheek. They won't resist it. They can't. You'll have your fun with them, whatever that means to you. Maybe it's just that kiss. Maybe it's something more. Only you will know about it, after all. You wake up the next morning. They're still there, aren't they? They have to be. They won't leave. They can't. They're yours, and you're theirs. Romantic, isn't it? Suddenly life begins to change. Coming home from a rough day isn't so bad anymore when they're at home. You begin to lose that feeling of isolation. In fact, you've never felt closer to anyone in your entire life. In a world full of such pain and dread, your special yet strange lover is the only thing keeping you off the ledge. You stop waking up in the middle of the night. You can sleep now, comforted by this stranger in your bed. They've never spoken a word to you, yet somehow you know that what you two have is special, magical. You wonder, is this true love? Have you found the one? Years go by. You and your dream lover seem inseparable. They do anything for you, both in that bed and outside of it. And you love them for that. But do they love you? That question eats away at your mind, but you know they'll never answer. So, what's the point in asking? They haven't left you, after all. They can't. Then you wake up. It's 3 a.m. Was it all a dream? Your heart breaks. As your eyes adjust to the blackness, you can see a figure draped in the blanket covering your naked body. You aren't alone. But it isn't them anymore. It's someone new. You try to pivot in the covers to catch a better glance at the stranger. You can't move. You try sitting up, but you can't. You try to say something. Anything. You can't. All you can do is watch as the stranger rolls over, looking to you lovingly. They reach out, grasping your hand under the blankets. You smile at them, taking their sweaty palm, unable to resist as your paralyzed body shivers. They smile, licking their lips, and lean in for a kiss. You'll let them. You have to. This has been tape number 51, Lover from Wet, Fever Dreams, by the Tapes of Trepidation Horror Narration Podcast. Lover from Wet, Fever Dreams was written by MakRalston and was originally posted on the Creepypasta Wiki. Be sure to check out Mac's work both on and off the Creepypasta Wiki. You can get his latest novel, Grayscale, based off his creepypasta of the same name, and others on Amazon. Support the people who help make up the Creepypasta Wiki community. And on a side note, Mac has been a great supporter of this podcast and horror in general. Go show him some love. He's one of the good ones. Narration, production, and sound design for this episode was by TJ Hodder. Credit for the music for this episode can be found in the show notes. The Tapes of Trepidation theme was written by the incredible J.M. Scherf. All logos, banners, overlays, and graphic design work was provided by the talented Jason Reese from Jaybird Digital Arts. If you have a story you would like to submit, or a question regarding the show, please contact us at tapesoftrepidation@gmail.com. Support the show by subscribing and leaving a rating on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, your favorite podcatcher, or like and subscribe on YouTube. Be sure to tell your friends. Word of mouth is extremely helpful to a new podcast like this one. Check us out on social media through the link tree in the show notes. We have Facebook, Instagram, and Discord. And as I always say, if you use Discord and you enjoy the podcast and you're not a member of the Tapes of Trepidation Discord community, you're missing out. Follow the link tree in the show notes to join, or shoot me a DM and I'll send you a link. We have a lot of fun over there. If you'd like to support the show a little more, consider joining the Tapes of Trepidation Patreon. With as little as $5 a month, you can gain access to monthly bonus short story narrations, the weekly behind-the-scenes podcast within the archive, and more. Come, join us, and become trapped within the archive. Just like my current patrons, Neil Skarupa of Neurotic Voice, Doozer Pin Dan, Ronan Komori, Eric Phones, Patrick Stewart, and new patron, Dogs Are Cute 11, who happens to be a talented writer who will have his story featured on the podcast coming up very soon. Thanks for joining up. And thank all of you for the support. All content used on Tapes of Trepidation is either original, used with permission, or is available on your Creative Commons share-alike license. All rights reserved, unless otherwise stated. This podcast and its content may not be redistributed or rebroadcasted without the express written consent of Tapes of Trepidation and the story's author. Thank you so much for listening. Oh, and happy Valentine's Day.